And of course, you're joining us live here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast. Yes, look at that. I have a party hat on today. That is awesome. I'm so glad I've got a camera that I can see myself. We are live on Periscope today, Twitch live stream on the website, jiggyjaguar.com. Of course, we're going to upload this later to Facebook because Facebook is being complicated. Not a shock there. But welcome to the big broadcast. We have got all sorts of things going to happen here today. We're going to be I was just Skype testing with a MMA cut man. We are going to have him on Skype. We are also going to have an adult film star by the name of Kira Stone, who we interviewed, who Michael Nagy interviewed at the New Jersey Exotica. So we'll talk to her later. We also have, it is the strangest thing. I guess I probably ought to turn on some microphones, as they say. And we have Jeffrey with us. He is, he has brought party favors today. He is serving as the, I guess he would be the co-host. Normally that's Jaybird Wells, but she is off at a Comic-Con today trying to get people to buy photos of her holding a gun in skimpily clad clothing so she can have enough money to pay her bills. That's what her Facebook event says. So that's, I guess, what's going on with Jay today. And let's see, what else? We have got some in-studio guests. We'll get to them as well. And I guess that... Oh, we also have... We have some rappers coming in today, which is always fun. It's a Sunday radio show. It's always rappers. The last time we had rappers here, Jeffrey was here. We nearly burned the whole damn building down. We literally burned down the house. Or tried. Or they tried. Somebody tried. The wind tried. Something. I don't know. We had the fire department here. Whole 9 yards. It's quite... It was... It was... We... Oh, yes! We tried to call 911, and it routed us to Salina, and they refused to send anyone. So, we told them we were in Hutchinson, and I said, hey, I need, there might be some problems with the fire. And they're like, well, you've called Salina again. And they hung up. So I had to get on the cell phone. Thank God there wasn't like a blaze going. We didn't have to worry about that part of it. But we are going to go to our first guest. He is on Skype, and he is going to join us here in just a few moments. Harley Riddle. And I'm going to try to get the video component here going because it would help if I could record his video so I could put that up later. But TeamViewer has been very difficult, by the way, today. It keeps telling me that commercial use has been detected. If somebody wants to explain to me what commercial use doing interviews on Skype with people equals, I would gladly take that money. But... although I've interviewed some people on Skype before and have taken money, but that was Exotica. Okay, we have got... I'm going to sync all the video and all the shenanigans up here. Look at that. He knows how to do Skype. He's not calling us from a dark room. He's not he's not like Mark Torian, who called us that one time from his laptop, but he was in a pitch black room. I'm like, what? You're a world famous musician and you don't know how to run Skype? What? So
I ain't hating. I had to ask my daughter how to do this. So
well, you're doing well there, Harley.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's
happy birthday, by the way.
Yes, today is my birthday. I have a you won't see it till later because of the way the cameras are synced up, but my co-host today, Jeffrey, brought me a birthday hat.
Oh boy.
He might be required to go to family dinner later and with me when I have this hat.
I can
Because
see
people
that
are going to
being a
ask me,
part
they're
of
going to be like, where'd you get the hat? And then I'll have to say, well, Jeffrey. And then I have to explain who Jeffrey is. So it's just better to just take him. Just give him free dinner and take him to family dinner. But we've got Harley Riddle with us today. You're a cut man. Explain to us this Papa Bear situation, because I mentioned to a few people who were going to have you on today, and they're like, oh, I know Harley. And then I said something about Papa Bear, and they're like, who's Papa Bear? But then there are people who know Papa Bear, don't know who Harley Riddle is. So is it like a Remington Steele thing? That's an old reference. I hope someone in this room got that reference. Go ahead.
No, it's a nickname I inherited a long while back because I was always watching out for people and making sure they behave themselves. And sometimes I have to be a little more intimidating on those circumstances. And they kept saying I came across like a big bear, and then someone came up with Papa Bear, and that just sort of stuck. So half the MMA world knows me as Papa Bear, half of them know me as Harley Riddle, but I'm all the same guy.
That's fantastic. We have got Papa Bear with us today. He joins us live. And so how did you get into the world of being a professional cut man? And hand wrapper and all these things?
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird. But way back, even before I was married, I used to participate in these fun things called Tough Man contests.
Oh, I love Tough Man contests.
Yeah.
Those are great. I wish the state of Kansas had those legal, but go ahead.
Well, they almost do, but not quite. Anyway, I stopped before UFC formed and decided I was going to stay with it. I learned some back then. Then I came to Kansas City and got back into it. And at first, when I got back into the area, I wasn't going to do anything but film. I was just going to
keep talking.
Do filming for fighters and help them out. Well, one day a fighter needed his hands wrapped. He didn't have anybody to do it. So I told him I would do it.
We'll just put him on hold. Go ahead. Whenever I have Skype guests, people always call in because they want to try to troll them. I don't know why, but go ahead.
It's all. But anyway, I wrapped his hands, and another fighter saw me and said, "Hey, can you wrap my hands too?" I was like, "Okay." And then the promoter found out about it, and he called me the next day, and he said, "Hey, I want you as a cut man from now on, rather than filming."
Wow.
Okay, it's fine. And I honestly had not planned on getting back into it, but it took off from there, and so now here I am.
Now you're doing
15
your
years
thing.
into it.
Wow.
All together.
That's pretty amazing.
I've got a very good reputation for wrapping hands, for almost any style, whether it be MMA, bare knuckle, boxing, regular boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing. I've got very sturdy, comfortable wraps, so that's what people love the most.
Fantastic. We've got Harley Riddle with us today, a.k.a. Papa Bear. He joins us live here on our Sunday radio broadcast. We have in-studio guests we're going to get to in our next segment. We also have random people calling on the telephone. Let's figure out who this random person on the telephone is. Hey, you're live on the air. Who is this?
Hey, this is Ava Terry.
Hey, what's going on, my friend? Can you get I'm in the middle of an interview. Can I put you on hold and come to you here in just a second?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I don't know who the hell that was, but we'll find out.
She knows you.
Yeah, she knows me, and she knows the phone number. Oh, shit, I didn't put her on hold.
Well, she's probably gonna
That's awesome. That ranks right up there with our last show where we almost burned the whole damn apartment building down. We have got... See, we needed you here. Well, you don't. You probably don't know anything about fire science, so you wouldn't have been able to help us prevent the building being burned down last time. So
probably not.
But if Jeffrey would have got into a bare knuckle fight with somebody here in studio, you would have been able to wrap his hands.
Oh, absolutely.
See,
close up any cuts he's got. I'll close you up.
Close
like
up any cuts you had. Anything.
Yeah.
Usually only likes to do that on Mondays.
But yes. We only do our bare knuckle boxing in here on Mondays. Sundays we do the radio show. But that's quite the deal. Oh, I also have to talk to Jeffrey about later on. Apparently, Jeffrey has a fascination with a female MMA fighter here in here in Hutchinson. So I have to talk to him about that later.
Which one?
We will get into that a little bit later on. I will shoot you a message, Harley, and let you know. Off air. But so Harley, what events do you have coming up? Do you have any events coming up that you're going to be involved in?
Oh yeah. Well, I've already started booking for next year, and I've got about 35 shows on tap already.
Wow.
With the bare knuckle now being approved in Kansas, I'll be picking those up as well.
God, when did those start?
I'm sorry.
When did those start? When does the bare knuckle show in Kansas start? I've got to come to one of these bare knuckle fights.
Well, I can't really say right now.
Oh, okay.
Not
hey,
supposed
fine.
to.
Hey, that's
just
fine.
know that they're soon and they're real.
Wow.
I've worked bare knuckle before. I went down to Mississippi to work one for bare knuckle fighting championships with Stitch, and we had a lot of fun putting those people back together. It was definitely interesting.
It was quite the deal.
And now that it's coming up here, they need people who know how to do it, because they do wrap their hands, but it's in a special way. And with those cuts, we have only a limited amount of time to try to make the cut stop bleeding so the fight can continue, or convince the fighter not to continue, depending on what's their best interest for their health. Some people, they don't have the common sense to stop. But
speaking of,
occasionally will help.
Speaking of that, what did you think of the doctor stoppage with Masvidal and Diaz at that last UFC?
Well, that's a catch-22 either way you slice it. Being that it was such a big event, everyone wanted to see those two go at it. Everybody knows that Diaz is a bleeder. If a southerly breeze comes along, he's going to bleed. The doctor should have done his background on Diaz and known that scar tissue was there. But he overreacted a little bit. I would have waited and to see if it got any worse. But he didn't. It was his call. And it's just one of those things that you got to see both sides of it. I mean, from the fighter side, I see where they want to keep going. I do.
Awesome.
But I've seen fighters with their retinas knocked loose wanting to keep fighting. It's like, no, It's time to stop.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to stop in and be the common sense for the fighter. And that's what the doctor did in this case. It was just a very unpopular decision.
Fantastic. Well, before we let you go, how do people find you online and hire you and all these things?
Well, the easiest way to get me is on Facebook. Just hit me up, message me. It's Harley Riddle, a.k.a. Papa Bear. You can reach me that way through other promoters. I mean, I work about 9 different promotions right now. I'm always willing to travel wherever. I've got my passport. But I always have one rule, and it's always the fighters first. Always. The health of the fighters, my job is to make sure they're taken care of. I don't speed up or slow down. I operate at a very nominal speed and make sure that when I'm wrapping the hands, they're done properly. I don't half-ass it at all for anyone. Everyone gets a professional wrap. Everyone's protected. And as long as the promoter can accept that, then we're good to go.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Thanks for making this work today, my friend.
No worries, brother. You take care.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. There he goes, Harley Riddle, a.k.a. Papa Bear, and we are going to take a brief time out.